Attention passionate Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Buffalo Bills' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Buffalo Bills fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Buffalo BILLSFANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying attention to the NFL landscape lately, you know that the Bills are always in the thick of things, constantly looking to elevate their roster and stay ahead of the competition. But what if I told you there's a serious rumor swirling around that could redefine the Bills' secondary and make them even more formidable? That's right. Word on the street is that the Denver Broncos are contemplating a bold move involving Patrick Surtain, one of the league's top cornerbacks, and it could wind up in Buffalo's favor. This isn't just about a trade. It's about a potential game changer that could tip the scales in the AFC, especially in the playoff picture. So let's break down what's really happening here. The Broncos, currently sitting at 7-7, are in a bit of a transitional phase. Their quarterback situation is in flux after Nick's performance, which has been solid but not enough to secure their playoff spot. Remember, Schefter reported that Nick was benched in October 2025, which hints at some instability at the position. The Broncos are looking to free up cap space, and one way they're considering is by trading Surtain, who, let's be honest, has been nothing short of elite this season. His numbers are eye-popping. PD 15, 2 interceptions in just 11 games, a PFF grade of 90. 2 and allowing only 45% of passes completed against him. That's lockdown CB stuff. His EPA per target is 25, meaning he's effectively shutting down the top receivers he's tasked with covering. His separation stats, averaging just 14 yards, and his total tackles, 26 so far, show just how reliable he is in coverage. Surtain's career stats are impressive across the board, with 76 games played, 198 tackles, 12 interceptions, and a couple of forced fumbles. He's proven to be a consistent performer, with PFF grades often above 89, meaning he's one of the best at his position when healthy. Now, he did suffer a shoulder injury in Week 7, missing 3 games, but when he's on the field, he's a difference maker. In Week 1, he already showed his ability to impact the game, collecting 2 PDs against the Chiefs and limiting Travis Kelce to just 50 yards. That kind of shutdown ability is exactly what the Bills' secondary needs, especially after losing Benford to a questionable wrist injury in December. And here's where it gets interesting. The Broncos, with their current cap situation, around $2.7 million free, and a defensive unit allowing about 220 yards per game through the air, see the need to rebuild their offensive line, which has been a weak spot with a PFF grade of 62. For they're considering trading Surtain in exchange for draft picks and a promising cornerback prospect, which would free up about $18 million in cap space. But there's skepticism about this move because it might expose their backfield, especially if they lose Surtain, who has been a true lockdown corner. Trading him could hurt their secondary's stability, much like what happened to the Titans after losing Bayard. An analogy that makes sense because the Titans struggled to maintain their defensive integrity after that loss. For the Bills, though, this potential trade could be a blessing. Right now, their secondary has been solid but could really benefit from adding a player of Surtain's caliber, with PFF grades averaging around 73. 2, the Bills' secondary has been above average but still vulnerable to big plays, especially after Benford's injury. Adding Surtain and pairing him with the likes of Dane Jackson and the emergence of Terrell Bernard would give the Bills a truly elite unit. Remember, the Bills' defense has been trending upward, especially in coverage, and Surtain would take them to another level. His ability to neutralize top receivers like Tyreek Hill, who had only 160 yards against the Bills in Week 3, would be a massive boost, especially in critical moments. Think about how Surtain's presence could change the dynamic of the Bills' defense. His elite coverage stats, allowing only 8 yards after the catch, forcing 18 incompletions, and missing tackles at a rate of just over 5%, make him a nightmare for opposing offenses. This kind of shutdown corner would give the Bills the confidence to play more aggressively on defense, knowing they have someone who can lock down the league's best WR1s. And with the Bills already boasting a secondary that's been improving, Poyer returning to form and the safety unit becoming more cohesive, Adding Certain would be the final piece to make this defense nearly unstoppable. Now, let's look at the big picture. The AFC East is shaping up to be a fierce battleground, with the Dolphins and Jets also vying for supremacy. The Bills, sitting comfortably at 9-4, are in a prime position to make a deep playoff run. But adding a player like Certain could elevate their chances even more, especially when facing high-powered offenses. His impact in the postseason could be enormous, just like Gilmore's in 2019, when his arrival turned the Patriots' defense into a playoff nightmare. The Bills' current secondary, with PFF grades around 73, has been decent, but they lack that elite lockdown presence that Certain would bring. His ability to shadow top receivers and eliminate big plays could be the difference in close playoff games, where every yard counts. Looking ahead, the Super Bowl odds reflect how much faith the betting markets have in the Bills. Currently, they're at plus 900, but with a move for Certain, those odds could tighten significantly. Imagine a Bills defense featuring Certain locking down opponents' best receivers, combined with the offensive firepower of Allen, Diggs, and Cook. That recipe has the potential to be unstoppable. The AFC landscape is crowded, with teams like the Chiefs and Ravens always lurking, but Buffalo's chance to dominate hinges on their ability to bolster their roster. A certain addition could be that critical piece that pushes them over the top. This potential trade isn't just about immediate gains. It's about setting a tone for the Bills' future, establishing a dominant secondary that can carry them deep into the playoffs, maybe even all the way to the Super Bowl. The idea of pairing Certain with the existing core, Poyer, Hyde, and the young guns, creates a defensive backbone that rivals any in the league. It's a move that screams championship ambition, a bold statement that the Bills are not here to just compete. They're here to dominate and leave a lasting legacy. So as Bills fans, we have to keep our eyes on this situation. It's a chess match, and the outcome could define this franchise's trajectory for years to come. The Broncos are in a tough spot, trying to rebuild and manage cap space, but for Buffalo, this is a golden opportunity. To strengthen the defense with a player like Certain would be monumental, giving the Bills a serious edge in the AFC playoff race. It's the kind of move that could turn the tide, making the Bills not just contenders, but favorites to bring home that elusive Super Bowl title. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Buffalo Bills news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Buffalo Bills fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you think Certain is the perfect piece to take this team to the next level? Would you be willing to see draft picks go out the door for such a game-changing talent? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and, of course, to the Bills' future. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Buffalo Bills news. This is a team that's always looking to get better, always chasing greatness, and with moves like this, they're definitely positioning themselves for a deep playoff run and maybe, just maybe, a Super Bowl appearance that Bills Mafia has been dreaming of for decades. So buckle up, stay loud, and let's keep that Bills spirit alive. We're in this together, and the best is yet to come.